Welcome to CEO Check-In. We have a guest today. I'm super excited to bring on someone I've been working with for the last many months, and I've become a fan, and she's got some great answers to some questions that we've been getting asked in our community. Hey, Valencia. Hey, Nicole. So I'm excited to have on Jennifer Spivak today, who is a Facebook ads expert. And hey, Jen, there you are. I'm going to bring you on in just a minute. I'm just giving you your intro here. So Jennifer runs a company that specializes in Facebook ads. She's been doing nothing but that for the last, I believe it's 8 years or so. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, Jennifer. And she's educated me and my team so much about the best way to use Facebook ads. We've been running them for about 3 years now. But I would really say it's only with Jennifer that we feel like someone really understands our tone, the client we're going after, how important it is to have those metrics and to really pay attention to, if you're putting money in, how much is coming out. So since a lot of women in our community are considering doing Facebook ads, many of you for the first time, I thought it would be great to invite Jennifer on and have her answer some of the questions I've been hearing. Hi, Rabia. Hi, Tarzil. Hey, Maddie. So welcome. I'm going to bring Jennifer on, and today we're talking about Facebook ads. Jennifer only has the first half of CEO Check-In free, so we're going to start with that, and then afterwards I'll do the Go Big tip and some live coaching if we still have time. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Jennifer on. Here she comes. All right. Suspense. There you are. Hi,
So
Jennifer.
we just happen to be matching.
Oh my goodness,
today.
look at that. That's
Yep.
crazy. How funny. I just had a session with my stylist, and I was like, what do I do with all these dresses? She's like, just wear them. So like, hey, look,
love
this
it.
is a dress.
I'm in a bit of a different type of dress, but also a dress. Look
I
at us.
love it. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Today is like black and white striped dress day.
We are the
Officially now.
trendsetters. Let it be known. It is black and white striped dress.
Everybody has to go get out their black and white dress.
Exactly.
We getting in our community about Facebook ads is how to run ads, because the truth is you could do some ad placement on your own, get some good results. How do you know when it's time to hire a professional like Jennifer and start actually spending real money and ramping things up? So she's going to be able to help answer that. Maddie, who is my chief of staff, is on this and is probably communicating with her right now, trying to figure out what's going on. Maddie, if you know what's going on, can you type it into the chat? And in the meanwhile, oh, here we go. We're going to try again. Okay. Here comes Jennifer. We're gonna do this. We really are. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I lost you as soon as you started talking.
I know, it's something about the internet connection,
Okay.
but that's okay. We're here now.
We're
We
here.
still both have black and white dresses.
We still have one. Yes.
Yes.
We're ready to
And can
go.
you hear me?
I can hear you great. Can you hear me okay?
Great. Yes. So we're gonna dive right in. So
Beautiful.
one, just tell everyone what you do. I gave you a brief
Yes.
intro, but we'd love to hear from you.
Okay. I didn't hear what you said, so we'll see if there are.
It was glowing. It was glowing. But yeah, just
Okay,
explain your
amazing.
company a little bit, please.
Yeah, so I own an all-female Facebook and Instagram advertising agency, and we work primarily with women entrepreneurs, most of whom are doing really amazing, powerful work in the world. and we help them turn their ad campaigns into money-making machines.
Well said. And you work with some authors too, well, like me and like Danielle Laporte, who I've talked
Yes.
about here before. I know that
Yes.
caught my attention when you reached out at the beginning.
Absolutely.
We always laugh with Jennifer because I actually found her on LinkedIn, even though she's a Facebook expert, but you give some pretty good LinkedIn marketing as well. So,
Yes.
Okay, but let's dive right in with the first question. So, how do you know if your business is ready to do Facebook ads? Could all businesses that are like B2C benefit from Facebook ads, or are there certain types that have better results than others?
The fact of the matter is, if your audience is on Facebook or Instagram, you can benefit from Facebook ads. So it's less for me about like types of businesses and more about being at the certain stage in your business that you're ready. So really, like, kind of all the like normal marketing 101 things are at play here. If you don't have your messaging dialed in, Facebook ads isn't going to make a difference. You're not ready. If you don't have your offer validated, if you don't yet know how to close sales effectively. So all of those foundational pieces should be in place so that instead of looking at Facebook ads as this like silver bullet that's going to fix your business, which, like, newsflash, there are no such things as silver bullets. They don't exist.
Right.
Otherwise,
we wish.
We'd all be billionaires. I'm sure you and I would have figured it out by now for sure. Yeah, it's just, having that approach of looking at like, okay, is Facebook ads going to fix my business is usually the best indication that you're not ready. And when you have this really beautiful foundation of, okay, I know that this funnel works. I know if I get the right people on the phone, they close. I know exactly what my front-facing messaging is to call in the right people, then Facebook ads gets to do what it's really great at, which is be like fuel to the fire on top of what already works.
I love that. And I know that when you and I first spoke, you were asking about my price point. And I find that a lot of women who are asking, should I do Facebook ads? I've been telling them, and tell me if this is true. Hello. Tell me if this is true. I've been saying, well, either you need to believe that you can sell a really high volume if your price point is lowish, or you need to have a high price point because you're going to spend a fair amount of money to make this work. Is that true that Facebook ads is best for if you're going to sell a high volume at a low price point or a lower volume at a high price point?
Absolutely. And I mean, look, high ticket is amazing with Facebook ads. We work with a lot of high ticket coaches like you because you need a small volume of sales to be able to be incredibly profitable. But we also have plenty of e-commerce clients whose average order value may only be $30 to $50. And in that position, you just want to make sure you're able to be, you have sort of unlimited scalability. And we've actually had issues with e-commerce clients before where they're like, we didn't realize it was going to work so well and we are out of stock. Or like our
good problem to have, right?
Great problem to have, but also, problem nonetheless. And so
you have to be ready.
Definitely, you really want to understand how the numbers could work out versus just going in blindly and thinking, well, let me just put a bunch of money in this, because I think in that scenario, you're always kind of disappointed with what you get without really knowing like what's a realistic expectation.
Well, and I love that you touched on a product business, because we have a lot of product businesses in our $1 Million Women Masterclass community. Valencia, who's here with us today, has an essential oils business. So let's say her average price point is, I'm going to just make up a number now, she has a package for $60, let's just say. Yeah. How would she know if she's ready to do Facebook ads? What kind of questions would you ask her if you got on the phone with her? Like, how many thousands have you sold? Like, what would you ask her to help her determine that?
Definitely. So for a product-based business, sort of the key things that we look at are, what's your average order value? So maybe that's $60. That's a really great price point for e-commerce because it's under 100, which means it can kind of fall for certain audiences into impulse buy range, but it's over 30, 35, which when you're under $30 average order value, it's normally challenging with just how much it costs to place ads to be able to be profitable. So average order value, overall average monthly revenue, and then really important for e-commerce is the website conversion rate. That is so, so crucial because the difference between a 2% and a 2.5% could be the difference between you losing money and making money. So we pay much more attention when we're dealing with e-commerce and we need that volume to their website conversion rate and making sure we're sending traffic to a place that is, well optimized for people to go ahead and purchase directly versus sending to a sales call like we would do for a client like you.
Yes, and that's a great bookend to what you were saying earlier about no silver bullet, right? Because you can send tons of people to their website, but if the website has too many options or it's not easy to check out or there aren't good upsells, right, then they're not going to be able to get those amazing results. Because let's just be clear, with Facebook ads, you're just sending us a ton of people, but then we still have to know how to close them. Correct?
Absolutely. And look, of course, we try to create and do things as holistically as possible. I hate the idea of saying like, well, your website's not converting, so that's your fault. Like, I don't like to work with my clients in that way, obviously, but at the same time, we are a traffic agency. So we like to work with our clients collaboratively to figure out where there may be gaps and issues and create, for example, retargeting sequences and structures that do consistently provide additional touch points to help move them along. But yes, at the end of the day, like, I'm not a, conversion rate optimization expert for those little tweaks that you can make to a landing page to improve the conversion rate by 0.5%. So making sure that you have, again, these solid foundational things in place is really like the surest path to knowing that when you start putting money into ads, the whole thing's going to work.
I love that. And I know when you and I started working together, you looked at our entire process from, beginning to end. I see that Valencia is writing in, who I was just talking about, at Essential Oils. And she said, I placed Facebook ads, but it is not resulting. I've been making changes to my website to try and increase website conversion. With someone like that, do you get on the phone with people and help them figure out, like, why didn't those Facebook ads work? And what could you change to make them work this time? Is that something you do?
Absolutely. A lot of times we can pinpoint really obvious things. 90% of the time, issues or errors that we see pop, usually like fix those right away. And then on an ongoing with the clients that we work with, we're of course always sort of okay, if our ad numbers look amazing, but something's not converting on the back end, what do we need to have in place to make that whole thing work?
I love that. And I know you follow all the algorithms on Facebook, and that's one of the reasons to work with a professional. If you are watching this and thinking, well, why don't I just do this myself? Is that Jennifer and her team have their finger on the pulse of all the changes that Facebook's making all the time. And just from having seen so many people, she can look at pieces of your funnel that you might not even have thought about. Like, we added a video in between when someone books the call and gets on a call with us, right? And things like that you just have that expertise. And this is right in line with what we teach in $1 Million Women, which is, delegate to an expert. So that's what we did.
Absolutely.
And, that's what you bring. What are some of the top mistakes you see people making, Jennifer?
So so much of it comes down to everything we've been speaking about. I mean, this really is it, right? Because everybody wants to know the secret to Facebook ads. And I've been doing this for 11 years. It's 11.
I said 8. That's amazing. You started when you were like 15.
Look, pretty much, right? I was in college. I was 20. And Facebook ads was like becoming a thing for the first time. Like, people always ask how I got my training, and it's like, well, there wasn't any. You just kind of jumped in and figured it out because it was so new. Everyone always wants to know like what the secrets are. And at the end of the day, it really just comes down to the truly foundational stuff and then structured testing and really understanding that it can be a process to be able to try and tweak every little different element to be able to get it right. I think a perfect example is my own ads that I run. And, yes, I know we found you on LinkedIn, but you absolutely have to.
I think I'm the exception, though.
Yeah.
I think it was a team member of mine who found you on LinkedIn, actually, because I don't even check my LinkedIn, which I shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Somebody does.
So we do have to walk the walk, and we absolutely do agency lead gen through Facebook ads. And I spent a couple of months. First of all, I was in business for 5 years before I even ventured into it, because I really grew to multiple six figures through word of mouth, being scrappy, referrals, all that great stuff, where I had a solid foundation. I knew how to sell. I knew what my messaging was. Like, all that stuff was perfectly dialed in. Then I started investing in ads for ourselves. And it was a couple of months of trying a million different things and getting okay results. Around 5 months ago, we finally kind of dialed into the perfect thing. And in the last 5 months, we've spent $8,000 on this particular campaign and closed $197,000 in revenue as a direct result.
Amazing.
And we have a business that's
awesome.
Incredibly conducive to repeat recurring revenue. So that doesn't even factor in clients that stay with us past their initial 3-month contract. So, you know, it's not to say that like, oh, you should be using that funnel too. It's not that. I hate to talk about it that way. It's not that funnel that we uncovered is the funnel. It's that we had the wherewithal to go through the process of testing different things and trying different things and understanding that it can take a minute to find that perfect mix. And now that we do, it's the experience I want to create for everybody, which is we just put X in and make Y every month, but without even having to think about it.
Yes, and that's incredible. Congratulations. And that's also the reason people do want to do Facebook ads, right? Is that if you find the right formula, it's repeatable and it's scalable, unlike many other things. Yeah. You know, if you have 2,000 people on your newsletter list, how many times can you hit that 1,000 people? Might be going out, LinkedIn. Do you think Facebook is still a good place to advertise when there are so many other options? We got TikTok now, like why Facebook?
You know, the fact is at the end of the day, it's still the place where everybody is. People want to hate on Facebook all the time. Look, there's absolutely problematic things about Facebook and the platform and the owners, no question. But at the end of the day, there is no replacement, and I don't see a time in the future when there is one that has all of the features and truly.
Uh-oh, it froze again.
Features in terms of retargeting, in terms of how you can track things, in terms of how you can reach the right people. At this moment, there is nothing else out there that rivals their
have. Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And also thank you for the generous contribution to our $1 Million Women Fund Scholarship. We're so grateful. That is part of our allyship with Black Lives Matter. And thank you for joining us in that. And we're so thrilled we got to learn with you today. Thank you, and enjoy wearing your cute little black and white dress today. You look awesome.
Yay. Thank
Bye,
you,
Jennifer.
Julia.
Thanks for being
Talk
with
to
us.
you soon. Bye, everyone.
Oh, wait. Before you go, how can people find you? What's the best way for people to find you?
So obviously on Facebook, that's where I hang out. Jennifer.
Just
Spivak
your name?
Facebook.
They should just go to your name on Facebook?
Jennifer Spivak, and then www.jenniferspivak.com. You can learn all about myself and see.
Awesome. Well, thank you for all you've done to help us find amazing women to join our program. So we're super grateful to you. Have a great day. Thanks for being with us. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, that was just a little taste of what happens when you enter the Facebook ads world. It's not like a once and done where you sort of just figure something out and then you run it for months and months. It does take a lot of tweaking, a lot of collaboration. We meet with Jennifer once a week. We have team members, my team members, her team members, tweaking copy, looking at different images, and also kind of thinking about how can we engage more of the right types of people. Because once you start doing Facebook ads, you know, people will contact you who are not your perfect clients. And then you need to figure out a way to serve those people. You know, in our case, we send them to my blog. We invite them to join my public Facebook group. We have the sales cure, but not everyone's the right fit for $1 Million Women Masterclass. And if you're on this call, you have a product or a service that's probably not the right fit for everyone either. Oh, I just called this a call. That was a very 1980s moment. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning from Jennifer. I always learn so much when I talk to her, so I was really excited to have her on. And I mentioned at the end that she donated to our scholarship. We have relaunched our $1 Million Women Fund scholarship program, which is to give scholarships to women of color entrepreneurs who are seeking to scale up their businesses. We're going to be posting to social media about that soon, but we will be raising money so that we can have more women get access to the right coaching, community, and mentorship to grow their businesses. It's part of our allyship with Black Lives Matter, and it's also part of just closing the economic gender gap. Because while fewer than 3% of women entrepreneurs get to 1 million in revenues, fewer than 1% of women of color get to 1 million in revenues. And that's something we're really trying to fix, because once women start making more money, they hire more people, they have more sustainable businesses, they have more freedom. We are really all about more women making more money here at $1 Million Women. So we're doing that for all women, but with a special focus on women of color, because the obstacles are greater there for reasons of discrimination, both overt and covert, that the whole country is getting a big education in right now. We've been giving out these scholarships for over 3 years, and we've decided to step it up and ramp it up with a new board, with a lot of open meetings we're having with our community to figure out what we can change and improve. So we thank you, Jennifer, for joining us in that, and hope that more of you will join us in those efforts too. But now I wanted to spend a minute. I am going to do some live coaching. So if you want to go live with me, just send me a little request, just like Jennifer did, so I can bring you in. I like to always give a go big tip. You know, there's so many things you need to get right in your business in order to go big. And we've talked about a few of them here already: mindset, sales, strategy. So today, the go big tip is about your network. It's very hard to go big without expanding your network, because you can get all the other things right in your business, the strategy, the marketing, the finances. But if you're not in the right groups of people making the right relationships, you're not going to be able to grow your business as fast or as easily. So I love the Jim Rohn quote: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Jim Rohn was a leading entrepreneur and motivational speaker and a mentor to Tony Robbins. And that quote really hit me when I heard it for the first time. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. When I heard that, I had 2 little boys at home who were 3 and 6. And I was spending a lot of time with them, and with my then husband, and with the moms of the kids at the school, and some other friends. But I really wasn't spending any time with super successful entrepreneurs who were ahead of where I was. I had my own business, but it was making like 400,000 in revenues. And I didn't know people who were running big, successful businesses. Well, after I heard that quote, I decided to change that, and I went and joined an organization that had people in it who were making $1 million in revenues, 2 million, 5 million. And I volunteered my time, and I went to parties with them, and I started to understand how they think. And it turned out that they thought about their businesses in entirely different ways than I thought about mine. So I really want to encourage you, as my go big tip, to ask yourself that question: who are the 5 people I'm spending the most time with? I know it's virtual right now, how you're spending time with them, but that is who is making up your mental and emotional and financial landscape. And if you're hanging out with people who have scarcity around money is going to show up for you. And if you're hanging around people who are killing it and doing big, huge things, more of that is going to show up too. So I will be very curious to hear what happens for you once you do that. For me, it was a big aha moment. And who are the 5 people you're spending the most time with, and how can you change that up a bit? I did keep my old friends, but I went and joined these other networks so that I could meet more successful entrepreneurs and model myself after them. All right, now we have time to do some coaching. So let's see who wants to go live today. Rainus Candy, you've been on a few times. I don't know if you want to go live today, or we could go live with Carrie Kachika. We've got just a few minutes here to do some live coaching. And if you have more questions about Facebook ads, I can also answer a few of those, since we've been doing Facebook ads for the last few years and have learned so much that I'd be happy to share with you. All right, let's see who's able to go live today. All right, waiting to see who we have come on. If you're wearing a black and white dress, extra points. Maybe this is black and white dress day. There's so many different days on social media, right? It seems like there's a day for everything. Maybe there is a black and white dress day. Who knows? All right, let's see. I'm not getting through to folks here, so we may just wrap up. I'm pressing on some buttons, but it's not letting me through. So if you want to go live with me, I'll just talk for another couple minutes, and if I see that you've asked to go live, I'll bring you in. And if not, you can join me on Monday. We do these CEO check-ins every Monday and Wednesday, 12 to 12:30. We're starting to invite guests on every Wednesday. So if there's something that you want to learn more about from someone in my network, please feel free to reach out, Maddie@juliapim.com. She's our chief of staff, or you can put in the comments right here. Maddie is MADDY@juliapim.com. And that's how we had Jennifer come on today, is we had requests for more information about Facebook ads. So maybe you want to learn about negotiating, maybe you want to learn more about digital marketing, since all of our marketing is right now going through digital. Maybe it's sales or how to land a deal. Just write it in and we will find the guest to help you with it. So thanks for joining us today for CEO Check-In. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you back here on Monday at 12. Bye, everyone.